cats and dogs. Just to tie in today's cat focus with last week's dog focus, cats are very often regarded to be a more complex, mysterious animal than dogs. Can I have an amen? The internet, of course, sends around all kinds, billions of messages, and they do some on animals, and I have some in a file. And one of the jokes sent to me a few years ago, some of you may have seen it, was how to give a cat and how to give a dog a pill. How to give a cat a pill? Well, it goes on for about a half a page, including the spit up, the trying to force it down, the scratching of the person trying to render the pill. And I don't think in the story they ever succeed. Followed by how to give a dog a pill. 3 words: wrap in bacon. Dogs and cats. So what I'd like you to do is turn to 1 or 2 people near you. And last week we had you share about dogs, but I want you to share 2 things very briefly, just one thing. One quality that you appreciate in cats, and hopefully those of us who are really strong dog people can still come up with one. And another quality, even if you're a real cat lover, that you don't like so much about cats, okay? So, sharing with 1 or 2 people around you very quickly. Something you really like about cats, something you really don't. All right. So, what were the qualities that you appreciate in cats?
They purr when they're content.
They purr. Yeah, cats purr when they're content. Yeah, okay.
They don't bark.
Okay, sort of the negative. Yeah. That really went on what you don't like about dogs last week, Bev. Yeah. They don't bark.
Very graceful and fun to watch at a distance.
Very graceful, yes. Even when they're not moving. Yeah. I think that's part of the core thing that relates to the sermon. We'll talk about Bob.
Ryan said they mess in the litter box.
Uh-huh. They're not, in that regard, they are not as labor intensive, right? Yeah, that's true. I don't know I'm going to connect that theologically, but thank you. Diana.
Ours likes to be with us and involved with what we're doing.
Aha, yes, yeah, and many cats are that way. They like to participate. What do you not like about cats, whether you are a cat lover or not? Oh, Donna.
Claws.
Aha, the claws, which can render damage to environment or people, right? Yeah, or other animals. Edie.
Fur. The fur that floats all over keeping calm.
All right, the fur, okay. Jamie?
A yarn ball that ends up all over the house.
A yarn ball, oh yes. Yes.
They find one.
A yarn ball goes all over. Yeah, Jean.
Fancy word narcissistic. They only think of themselves.
All right, narcissistic. A little psychology here. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, Betty.
My little Siamese comes in about 4 or 4:30 in the morning, decides it's time to wake up and play.
Aha.
Purr and make itself right.
And expects you to respond appropriately. You silly human. Okay. Heather.
They like to climb on everything.
They like to climb on everything and sometimes leave messages, of disarray or whatever it may be. Okay. Well, very briefly, I want to talk briefly about history and then do brief theology and end with a dog and cat diary. History of cats being worshipped. Many of you know that in ancient Egypt, the pharaohs made cats a demigod. This came primarily out of the fact that all the Egyptians needed grain, right? And what is attracted to grain? Mice and rats. Who is one of the best critters to take out mice and rats? Our friends, the cat. So they were given honorary status, not as high as the pharaoh, of course, but higher than the ordinary person, right? Now, cats have been associated with the dark side, with evil, in ways that dogs generally have not, and that still goes on today. The black cat crossing your path. People who have cats, especially black cats, need to make sure they're safe on Halloween, because it is a time when cats can be hurt and damaged. In the Middle Ages, cats became associated with witchcraft. And so they were punished and, if not totally eliminated, largely so. And some of you may know that related to the elimination of cats came the increase of rats, and with rats came the plague. Well, we humans are slow sometimes to figure things out, but after a while it occurred to us that if we had cats, people wouldn't be dying of the plague as much, and that was a part of what brought cats back. A number of the saints, the Christian saints, have been related to cats, particularly St. Francis. And there is a legend about St. Francis that he was attacked by a group of rodents and was saved when a cat miraculously appeared out of his sleeve and drove the rodents away. All right. And a related kind of spiritual leader story, the Prophet Muhammad of Islam did not like dogs much, but did esteem cats, and had, by legend, a cat by the name of Muesa, who sometimes sat on the Prophet's lap as he was sermonizing or talking. Well, one day, as legend goes, the Prophet was ready to go and pray, and he went to get a cloak that he wore for prayer, and found that lying on one sleeve of the cloak was Muesa in graceful sleep. The legend says the Prophet cut the cloak, the sleeve off, treated Muesa in a way I'm sure he preferred to become accustomed to, left him sleeping, put the cloak on with one semi-arm, and went and prayed. So, what is it about cats? We might say dogs just want to be loved. I don't think we can say cats just want anything. I mean, and not every cat is the same. Some cats are more social, you know, just like there are some dogs that are very graceful, but we don't think of dogs overall as graceful. And we don't think of cats overall as graceless, right? Are there ugly cats in the world? Yeah, a few. Are there clumsy cats in the world? Well, I'm sure somewhere. But dogs just want to be loved. What do cats want? The reason that we're puzzled when we ask the question is part of the mystery of cats. There is a mystery to them. When you look at cats, sometimes you get a sense, I get a sense, that they are aware of some other reality I do not inhabit. That is part of their mystery. Dogs are much more heart-based and accessible to us. Cats are perhaps more complex, at least more opaque to human beings. Well, the picture on the bulletin cover, I just love it. Is that beautiful? Well, now this is a very beautiful, very beautiful cat. But the majority of cats, when they sit like this, look wonderful, don't they? It is a part of their grace, a part of their conformation, a part of their beauty that I think puts us in a little bit of awe. A little bit of awe. And awe is one of the qualities that we are in the Bible called to render to what? Not cats, but God. That sense of the mystery and awe. Another quality, it's a lot of, in our hymns, the word majesty comes up, talking about worshiping God in majesty. This cat, when I look at this cat, my response is I want to go and find a little crown to put on his head. You don't feel that very often about dogs, right? Oh, sure, you got an occasional royal dog, absolutely, and some breeds are more so than others. But, yeah, cats, there's something about them that often makes us think of majestic, of royal, of regal. Now, I think that dogs and cats both want, as all mammals do, I think, to be adored. But I think the way adoration is comes, or we express it for dogs and cats, tends to be very different. I don't think dogs particularly want us to prostrate ourselves in front of them. I think some cats would prefer it. But that's my own opinion. So this whole idea of being worshipped, it makes sense to us, doesn't it, that in human history, cats have been more often worshipped as gods or demigods than dogs have been. It really does make a kind of sense. Well, I want to close with something else that came from the internet some years ago, and I just enjoy it so much that I want to share it with you. These are two excerpts from a dog and a cat's diary. Some of you may have heard it before. So we'll start with the dog. This is day number 180 from the dog's diary. 8 a.m. Oh boy, dog food, my favorite. 9:30 a.m. Oh boy, a car ride, my favorite. 9:40 a.m. Oh boy, dog food, my favorite. 10:30 a.m. Oh boy, the kids, my favorite. 11:30 a.m. Oh boy, dog food, my favorite. Noon, oh boy, mom, my favorite. Well, I guess that dog was having a good day on day number 180. Let's see what kind of a day the dog was having on day number 181. 8 a.m. Oh boy, dog food, my favorite. 9:30 a.m. Oh boy, a car ride, my favorite. 10:30 a.m. Oh boy, a walk, my favorite. Well, you've pretty much heard it all now. Except that on day 182 at 1:30 p.m. we have, ooh, bath, bummer. That is the only exception. Excerpts from a cat's diary. Day number 752. This cat had been keeping the diary for an extended period of time. My captors continue to taunt me with bizarre little dangling objects. They dine lavishly on fresh meat while I am forced to eat dry cereal. The only thing that keeps me going is the hope of escape and the mild satisfaction I get from ruining the occasional piece of furniture. Day 761. Today, my attempt to kill my captors by weaving around their feet while they were walking almost succeeded. Must try this at the top of the stairs. I decapitated a mouse and brought them the headless body in an attempt to make them aware of what I am capable of and to try to strike fear into their hearts. They only cooed and condescended about what a good little cat I was. Not working according to plan. Day 774. I am convinced the other captives are flunkies and maybe snitches. The dog is routinely released and seems more than happy to return. He is obviously a half-wit. The bird, on the other hand, has got to be an informant and speaks with them regularly. I am certain he reports my every move. Due to his current placement in the metal room, his safety is assured. But I can wait. It is only a matter of time. Amen.